I am happy to be joined once again by Jon Manley, who's getting ready to fight this Saturday for Bellator at Bellator 225 against Thiago Rela. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Long time no see. I'm happy to see that you're stepping back into the cage now. You've had kind of a rough go of it lately with a lot of cancellations of previous fights that you had lined up. So just tell me a little bit about how this fight came about.
So I fought for Bill Vigil from Ammo a couple times, and he got to me about a week and a half ago, and told me that he had some connections with Bellator, asked me if I wanted to fight. And so it was about 2 weeks to the fight, but if Bellator calls, you don't say no. So right. I just jumped on it.
Now, were you training for a fight even though you didn't have anything lined up? Were you in the gym preparing just in case you got this opportunity?
I just got done fighting. I fought maybe 3 weeks ago, and I just train all the time anyway. So I was not especially training for a fight. I haven't been doing as much cardio, but I'm always in shape. I like training, so whatever.
Now, what's your weight at right now? How's this weight cut going to be for you?
It's a catch weight at 175, and I'm about 180 right now. So as soon as I found out about it, I started dieting, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, that'll be easy for you. You're right there, so that's always good when you're getting ready to accept a short notice fight, which you did. Now let's talk a little bit about your last couple of matchups here. Unfortunately, you are on a 2-fight losing skid. What have you learned from those fights? Do you feel like it's just maybe one of those things where you just had some bad matchups, or you just didn't perform your best? So what do you think it is?
Well, with Manny Pacquiao, man, I tried. He's definitely a tough fighter, and I made some mistakes for sure. I could have done better, but I can't take anything away from him, man. He's tough as hell. Before that, it was Jeremiah Wells, and I definitely made a lot of mistakes in that fight. Not saying that, I don't know what would happen if we fought again, but I definitely could have done a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have fought Manny twice now. Both times you lost the decision. Is there any chance that you're going to get that third matchup, and do you think it would turn out any differently?
It would definitely at least turn out differently as far as my end. I would try a lot more stuff. No, we're done fighting. After that fight, we were joking around. He's like, "That's it, I'm done. No more." So, I know that he's joining the fire department, so he's going to be gone for like a year. So unless, I get a bunch of fights, build up a big name, and then maybe, who knows?
Well, you already got that big name, Jon. So maybe when he comes back, if you got a couple wins in a row, that third fight could happen. So we'll see what the future holds.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do want to touch upon the fact that you have had a lot of fight cancellations. I know you had a big fight with Jeremy Holloway that was scheduled for Ammo. Unfortunately, Jeremy was in a car accident, so I really hope that he's okay and he's healing up. It was really, really sad news to hear. But all in all, when you look at this last year and all these fights that have canceled for you, has that messed with your mindset at all? I mean, I know training camps can be pretty grueling, and trying to get into the cage and then having them canceled, that's got to kind of take the wind right out of your sails a little bit.
Yeah, it was hard. I actually, earlier in the year, I was supposed to fight this guy, Isaac Steele, and he actually broke his ankle warming up in the cage. So I was at the show waiting, and the doctor called me, and they're like, "We need to talk to you. Your opponent can't fight." And I was like, "He doesn't want to fight?" They're like, "I won't let him fight." And they brought me up, showed me his ankle. It was huge. So that was really rough. Jeremy Holloway, too, he's a super tough guy. Unfortunately, he got in a car accident. Actually, one of the best things that ever happened to me. It was weird at the time. I was a week before the fight, but I grappled Placido Santos instead, and he's John Danaher's Uki. He's in most of the John Danaher videos. And since we grappled, he's become like one of my good friends, and he comes down to my school all the time and helped me train. So it was actually a blessing in disguise, that one. It was definitely frustrating, but training with Placido has been awesome.
So obviously having Placido there helping you train, how has your ground game evolved?
A lot of leg locks, a lot of seeing a lot of leg locks. He's funky, and he's coming right from Danaher, so he's bringing a bunch of techniques, and he's a real student of the game, real thinker. So definitely helped me clean some stuff up.
Now, have you got a chance to train with Danaher at all?
I have not yet. I want to, but I haven't made the trip out.
Okay, that's probably something that I imagine you're going to be planning on doing at some point in the near future.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's definitely this year I'll be getting down there.
So tell me a little bit about, I guess, what your camp has looked like outside of having Placido come up and help you with your ground game. Who have been some of the guys that you've been putting in the work with?
So I get to go to FA a little bit, and that's so I got to train with Nick Newell and Nate Reeb and those guys. That was a lot of fun. Leon Davis is always a training partner of mine. He comes here a lot too. And then he actually takes me to Triforce sometimes. And so Triforce, I get to spar with like Greg Rebello, Dennis Piva, Nate Andrews. So all those tough local guys. I also got my twin brother Chris, and he's a beast as well. He doesn't fight anymore, but whenever people meet him, they're just, he's a monster.
Yeah, obviously he does very well for himself. I'd love to see him step back in there, even if it's for a jiu-jitsu tournament or something. Seeing the Manley brothers on the same card is always a fun thing to see happen. Now, Jon, I got to ask too, like what your future plans look like for the sport. You have, like I said earlier, you a little bit of a setback, dropping 2 in a row, but do you feel like you'll be able to turn this around and really make another run at whether it's maybe making a run in Bellator or trying to get back into the UFC? What are your goals?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now I'm fighting in Bellator, so I'd love to get to stay in there and make a good name for myself. I'm hoping to put on a show this weekend. I think, yeah, man, I've been training hard, and I know I had my last 2 fights were kind of iffy. That's why I sucked. I had the year off because against Jeremiah, like I just wanted to get right back in there. I tried like 3 fights in a whole year of getting canceled, so that was pretty hard. If that happened again, I'll still keep on fighting, but it definitely is a setback. As far as that, yeah, man, I think I got a good chance. I've been training hard. My stand-up's always getting better. My wrestling's always getting better. My jiu-jitsu's always getting better. And getting to fight more. I need more time in there to mix stuff up. But I feel comfortable. I fought a couple weeks ago, so I'm just stoked to get to go and fight again so quick.
Now let's talk about this upcoming matchup. Again, it's this Saturday, Bellator 225. Your opponent, Thiago, he's lost 4 of 5, and he seems to have the propensity of getting caught every once in a while, whether it's by elbows or by punches. Do you think this is a good matchup for you, and do you envision maybe a knockout for yourself?
It's a great matchup for me. I hope I get my first knockout. I've been training really hard for it. Yeah, I think it's a good matchup, man. He's a tough guy. He's 6'4". He's a black belt, right out of Brazil. So I'm sure he's got really good jiu-jitsu. I have good jiu-jitsu too, though. So, I'm not too worried about it. I am cautious. Yeah, man, he's been knocked out a couple times. He's been submitted once. So I think, man, as long as I keep this fight standing, and even if we get on the ground, I should be okay. But I think I have the advantage.
Do you think are you expecting a knockout for yourself? Are you going to go in there in the first round looking to make a statement?
I'm definitely going to look to make a statement. I know that he likes to crowd early, get the body lock and takedown. So I'm definitely, I'm going to take it easy, but I definitely am going to put my hands on him in the first round and let him know he's going to fucking fight.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see you back in there. Hopefully this is the first step to making a run again in your career. Maybe we'll see you fighting for a Bellator title at some point down the line. Always a pleasure talking with you, Jon. Before I let you go, any sponsors you want to thank or any social media you want to plug? The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I got my Instagram page, Jon Manley MMA 413. I got my Twitter, Jon Manley MMA. My Facebook, Jon Manley MMA. And then for sponsors, I got Alina's restaurant in Hadley. It's fine dining Italian food, awesome. I got Western Mass Hemp, which is a CBD company, which is just, they make really good stuff, and it really seems to work. I wasn't a huge believer before I tried it, but now I am. And then Kevin Boyslett, CPA certified accountant. Those guys always help me out, so thank you guys.
Awesome. Well, always a pleasure catching up, buddy. Have fun in this fight, get that win, and we'll talk again soon.
Have a good one, man.